boy Fable34, and today I'm here with my reaction video to Doctor Who Season 11, Episode 2. How's it going? So, as you can probably tell by my audio quality, this isn't going to be a regular reaction. Long story short, watched Episode 2, did my review at the end, and I was excited. I'm like, alright, boom, your boy just posted his schedule, feeling motivated, all that stuff, and I go to click my videos just to double check that they're working. I click the screen recording, as that's usually the one I'm scared with that it's not going to work or something with like the earphones is usually my big concern. That was working good. I'm like, all right, boom. I go drag in the file of the actual, like my personal recording, because how I do it is I record myself and then I record the show. Myself has my own audio of just me talking without anything in the background of the show, and I have the show just recording itself with the show audio. So I threw in the clip of myself and there was no audio bar, and I was like, that's kind of weird. And this boy died on me. You were loyal until the end. I don't know. I don't know what happened. The thing is, it's only like maybe 2 years old. I don't know. To be honest, actually, the cable actually got bent about a year ago when my cousin came over and she was like fucking it up. But it was working perfectly fine. I've never had an issue with it. So I don't know. Maybe if it was like when myself or my dad were fixing the light and the guy hit or something earlier in the day. But it stopped working, and unfortunately, the reaction is compromised. I will still do my best to sync it up, and you can try and watch the episode and see my reaction, I guess, without any audio. But I'll just dive into my thoughts on the episode right now. I was kind of upset for a little bit, but then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? It's not the biggest deal. I'm more upset that I'm disappointing you guys, honestly. The fact that I just wanted to just sort of get the videos going properly on schedule. I took an espresso shot. I was ready to watch the video and power through Community and Doctor Who before tomorrow's my last day of work, and I got to be up in 7 hours. But I'm like, I was ready to get this shit just going, and I was ready to watch some Doctor Who, and kind of sucks. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the biggest deal. Again, I'm so sorry about it. It just once in a blue moon, this kind of stuff just happens. So whatever. I just have to just get another one of these Yeti mics, 1-day delivery, so I don't get too slow in production. But yeah, not gonna get too upset about it. Just took 10 minutes just to be like, ugh, I'm good now. Anyway, let's talk about episode 2. So I'm gonna start off with things that I liked. I actually was a pretty big fan of Jodie. Not big fan, being dramatic, but I thought Jodie did her thing this episode, and I liked her. Definitely warmed up much more to her this time around. Very Tennant-y, as I referenced, which you guys can't tell when I reference, but very Tennant-y at points, which I enjoyed. But even I think it was definitely more of a warm up to me this time around. I definitely enjoyed her performance, and I think Jodie's a good actor from what I've seen, at least in Black Mirror, and this now 2 times. So I liked that quite a bit. I also liked the dynamic of Ryan and Graham. I mentioned that quite a bit. I said I'm really interested to see how they're going to play off each other, especially being sort of his nan's passed away now, and how is he going to deal with him throughout time. So I'm really interested to see how their progression is going to go as together. And also we got to see a little bit more of their personality show. I thought Graham was hilarious, as you might see from the bits that I put up. I was laughing quite a bit at him. I enjoy his humor, very cheeky, and I'm interested, like I said, how the relationship develops, because it's a very interesting thread. I said in the beginning of this episode before I got into the reaction, I was like, oh, we've never really seen parents or families of the companions quite a lot. Rose with Jackie, very prominent in her stories. Martha's family got prominent towards the end of her run. We didn't even have parents to begin with, and she got them in the middle way through. So, but they weren't really that important. But and then for Donna, her Wilf. Do I have to say anything? So it's gonna be interesting to see how a family member is murdered, just not murdered, just died off the jump from the doctor's involvement. But as we go through the episode, Ryan's sort of not touching on that subject all too much, and it didn't seem like he's going to throw any sort of blame or oh, doctor, this is your fault, unless that gets blown to later on. But I think there's an interesting dynamic there just among them. I'll talk about Sav in a second, but let me talk about more positives. I love the first 15 minutes of this. I kept saying I was very immersed. I liked how engaging the episode felt. I still feel as if I feel like this episode got me a little bit much more used to the updated visuals and the just the camera quality, um, and just a new style. I think it was very hard for me at first, but I think I'm getting more accustomed to it. Really like the saturated colors, and just really enjoy the colors, the brightness to this episode. I really enjoyed it, and I like the color palettes. The set designs I thought were really cool. They're starting to give Jodie's doctor a little bit more of the regular the doctor beats where she's like mentioning the timeless child and some other like nostalgic things from Who, and giving her those little bits and pieces of moments of the doctor. So the doctor's catalog. So I thought that was really cool to get a little sliver of that through her doctor so far. That's probably what I liked about this episode. The first half, the first 15 minutes or so, I enjoyed. That was engaging. It was fun. Right before we got to like, here is your objective, go do the race for the prize, which was a ghost monument, which was the TARDIS. I also said put me in the writer's room because I called that off the jump. TARDIS console. Exterior of the TARDIS. What a beauty. Absolutely love it. Mwah. Mwah. I didn't see very much of it, but from what I did see, I thought it was très bien. Mucho bueno. The interior of the TARDIS, I'll show you guys my reaction to it. Oh no. Oh no. It was so good. I was so surprised. It was so good. Yeah, I was very shocked about how it looked off the bat. I think my initial thoughts were like, holy shit, like, what is this? Like, why is it all ominous and creepy? And I think after the shot that I saw of it, very reminiscent of the older consoles, specifically the 1996 film, in its sort of cathedral, sort of library, sort of haunty vibes that it gives me, and just its feel and its atmosphere. I always kept saying, I think I was saying like very moody. I liked it. But the orange accents are still there, reminiscent of like, I guess like the more new Who-ish, but not like Eccleston. I actually said kind of like Eccleston, but his, if I remember, was more like greenish. So very much more like the older Who meets the orange palette of the new Who, but very different in general. Very jarring, and I'm interested to see how it's going to be like once we get a more proper like look through. But very different. Like I kept saying, I loved 12's console. Over time, I thought it was great. I loved it. Loved the modern, loved the steel, loved all that. Brilliant. So this console, it's going to be very. At first, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So yeah, that's all the things that I like this episode. Just some thoughts. Things I wasn't the biggest fan of this episode was the pacing. I had some real pacing issues with this one. I feel like after like that 15-minute mark, it almost felt like this whole entire episode was just like, okay, here's a race. The whole point of this episode is like, here's just a random story. Like it's just sort of space adventure thing. With these two characters I don't give a shit about. They tried to hit the emotional beats with them, didn't give a shit about them. The story about I said a stupid story about I made a stupid reference about his story with his mom. But anyway, didn't give a shit about them, didn't connect with them. Pacing was all over the place for me in the middle portion of this episode. And then when we get to the TARDIS, that was great. That last little bit. But yeah, this just middle chunk of this episode, pacing was all over the place. It was just like, felt like a video game. Like we were just grinding. All right, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and just didn't really work for me. It was like terrible, but I was just sort of like, this is okay. Sort of just like I said, what I think how I described it was, it just felt like I feel like now that we got this episode out of the way, we're ready to go to the next level for Who, where it's like we've hit all the bases. We have the Doctor. The Doctor knows who she is to the most part, at least a good amount right now. She's got her Sonic. She's got her TARDIS now. Like the little emotional bits there, from Jodie, and the companions. We get a little bit more of the personality showing here, and we kind of touch the bases. Now we have the time machine. Now we have the TARDIS. We can go forward, backward in time. We can go on some proper adventures now with the team. We can have some more in-depth storylines. We got sort of the basics done. So I think we're gonna start getting some more interesting things at least. I'm glad that we got through that now this episode. We can just get into that good stuff. So I'm not even that upset. If there was a reaction to mess up, I guess it would be this one. I don't know if there's gonna be better situations. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay, but I'm sorry again. The biggest thing is I guess just like it sucks. But yeah. Also things I didn't like all too much. I'm not a very big fan of Sav's character so far. I mean, it's not that she did anything wrong with her so far, but I feel like they're not giving her anything. I feel like I don't really I don't really know what they're gonna do with her. Like, she's just Ryan's mate from elementary school, and she's a police officer, and now they're all together in this adventure stuff. So I'm guessing I don't know what they're gonna really do. Like, yeah, we definitely got more of Ryan and Graham's character this episode, and I don't know. Interested to see where they're gonna go with her, but and plus, and I'm guessing they're gonna be the team now for the season. It just seems like a lot, so it's gonna be interesting how the dynamic goes. But yeah, biggest issue in this episode for me was the pacing and the directing. I didn't like it. I almost really didn't like it. At points, they kept doing very close up shots, and it's just too claustrophobic for me. Get some wide shots, get some some more middle framing for me. Yeah, that's how I felt about that. And overall, this was like I just felt like this a whatever story just to get the TARDIS, honestly, and develop a little bit more of Ryan and Graham's future dynamic. The Doctor to warm up a little bit, loosen up a little bit more, just a little warm up story to get the TARDIS, and introduce a new console and just get it going from there. So from that regard, so that's pretty much my thoughts on this episode. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. There's some things I really didn't like, but there were aspects to this one that I did enjoy more so than the premiere. But I think overall I enjoyed the premiere more. Yeah, but I don't know if that was just because I was riding off the hype of the finale. But yeah, that's overall my thoughts on 11x2. What do you think about this one, guys? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, if you enjoyed this one, then definitely be sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. But with that being said, guys, that's my reaction video to Doctor Who Season 11. So I guess for the rest of this video, guys, if you'd like to stay through it, I don't expect you to, honestly. Maybe you just skip through to the TARDIS reveal. I'm going to try and piece together as much as I can of the non-reaction. So again, like I said, audio messed up, but there will be whatever I just threw out there. So yeah, the microphone I'm just gonna order it after this. I should probably get it for tomorrow, Friday the latest. So I'm gonna keep to the schedule. If anything, expect like a day delay. Sorry for the inconvenience, guys. I love ya. Peace.
Breathe slowly, son. Well done, that's it. Well done. She says she's the pilot.
We were in space. No way. We were in that warehouse, and then we were in space.
Yeah.
How are we in space?
You haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
Have it your own way.
We're in space, are we?
Just off the final planet.
I can smell burning.
You all right? She's still alive.
Yes, you need to stay locked in the medipod.
Where's Ryan and Graham?
There! The planet's there!
Thing. I can't even get us there because of the fuel I've wasted. Because of the fuel I've wasted scooping you up.
I'm on a spaceship. Okay.
I can get us into the atmosphere if we jettison the rear section.
Listen to me, nobody is jettisoning anything. This is a Cerebos, all right? She's the envy of millions.
Really?
Yes. People have written songs about her.
We're about to die. Oh, sorry, Az, I forgot you were there. All gonna be fine. 5 systems down. 6 minutes left on life support. Are we doing this or what?
Wreck. Let's do it. Last stage anyway. Cut.
We're not, all right?
Are you still pleading ignorance?
Did you guys hear that?
Thanks, Cad. How did he even make it?
Another spaceship. About to crash land.
Don't just stand there. Run! figure out where we are.
How are you gonna do that?
Not sure. Treating it as a chance to surprise myself.
So you can't even control your own ship now? You nearly killed us!
Yeah, well, I'll try harder next time, eh?
For what?
Where we actually going?
Come on. Oh, I forgot to put stuff in these pockets. Want to borrow my shades?
Oh, so?
Like an old pair of mine. I say mine. Can't remember who I borrowed them off now. Audrey Hepburn or Pythagoras.
Hey, Pythagoras never wore shades.
Obviously never saw him with a hangover. Careful. I don't know what's going on. It could be dangerous. Ah, probably is dangerous.
Can I ask, if we are on an alien planet with aliens, how can we understand them? Ain't they talking alien?
Let's have a look. Yeah, Medipods have put implants into each of you. Standard procedure.
Can people and things stop putting stuff inside me without my permission?
If I had my TARDIS, you wouldn't need them. Anyway, shall we? This is lavish for a tent. I'm the Doctor. These are my new best friends, Ryan, Graham and Yaz. Now. See, hologram. Right, we were loads of solar systems away. I was trying to find my own ship. I got a fix on it here. And then it all went quite badly wrong, actually. These three have been very good not going on about it. Very grateful you came along. Can I ask, what is actually going on here? Because I'm confused. Are you confused?
Pretty confused.
Proper confused.
I'm way beyond confused.
3.2 trillion crim.
3.2 trillion what? Kren. How much is a Kren?
200 Kavlons.
It's 94 velours.
No.
4,020s.
Yeah, and old money.
Bit behind on my exchange rates.
Enough to provide a lifetime of comfort. Make your way to the other side of the mountains, and the first one to get to the site marked as the Ghost Monument will be crowned the winner. Well, the rally is a test of survival. How far will we go? How will we react when challenged? Exactly the same place every 1,000 rotations.
I've got my tracker. I'm good to go.
See you for the prize, Ellen. Finally get to light my Althusian cigar. Saving it for the win.
It's an old police box.
Yeah, like the one on Surrey Street. Only the one in town's green.
You're part of Villain's game. Saboteurs sent to throw us off.
You think the whole universe is out to get you?
How's your family, Angstrom?
Everyone wants to leave any way they can, even more so since... Since what? I don't know you.
Up and running. All aboard. Good news is they're not fully active. So what we all need to do is, very slowly, totally unthreateningly, back out of here. You've been activated! Outthink them.
You can't outthink bullets.
I've been doing it all my life.
Call of Duty, man. I've trained for this. Who's next? See, that's what I'm talking about! That's how you do things! Taking out the aliens! No, no! Where's the reload? Where's the reload? Where's the reload?
Made it worse.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Get us off this rock.
Fine.
And them.
No.
No!
Stuck here, are we?
I'm sorry. I failed you. I promised you, and I let you down.
We can wait, can't we?
We've got each other.
No, we'll be dead within one rotation.
We ain't having that, are we?
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Can you hear that noise?
Come on, please. Give us this. It's all right. It's me. Stabilize. Come to Daddy. I mean, Mummy. I really need you right now. My beautiful ghost monument. Hello, you. done yourself up. Lost my key. Sorry.
But it's an old police box.
Sort of. Not really.
You expect us all to fit inside there?
Yep.
At the same time.
Wanna try?
Okay.
Oh, word of warning. I left it in a bit of a mess.
You've redecorated.
I really like it. This is my TARDIS.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was a police box.
It still is on the outside.
How do you fit all this stuff inside a police box?
Dimensional engineering.
You can't engineer dimensions.
Maybe you can't.
Can I press any of the...
It's a spaceship.
And a time ship.
I thought you didn't believe yourself for a second back there.
Who, me? No. Never doubted. Don't know what you mean. Home then?
You can get us there.